Style Cafe. If this is your very first time tuning in, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you. Woo woo! It's the sun is shining and we have something that looks golden that we're going to be preparing today. So go get your auntie, your grandma, your cousin, best friend, I don't know, whoever, can tell them it's time to watch this live because we are doing what? Pholourie! Ding, 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 ding. Yes, you guessed it. And we are going to start in a minute. So I just want you to settle in, get ready, see what we're going to do, and hopefully you'll try this recipe, okay?
Saying hello.
Okay, so I have some people already tuning in saying hi Connie. Hi everyone who already tuned in, but go get your friends, you know, hail somebody up, say listen, you guys need to check out Spice Style Cafe because we are doing Pholourie. What is that? So it is like a fluffy appetizer, a dough that you deep fry, and it's an East Indian dish. Now again, because we're close to Trinidad and Tobago, we have a lot of that going on at home. So all my Guyanese friends out there and my Trini posse, and listen, the entire Caribbean, because you know, you have come across, you've heard, you've tasted, or maybe you are now being introduced to this beautiful, beautiful goodness. So we're gonna get started. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. I know somebody else is ready because they're ready to eat. So we're continuing with the famous split pea. Last week we made split pea soup, and this week we're actually going to use split pea again for this recipe. So I soaked this overnight, rinsed it out, and now we're going to blend that. So I'm going to put this in my blender. It's about a half cup of split pea. I would say you put that in here in the blender, and I am going to add, now this is another trick of mine. You remember that recipe I did with the green seasoning? I'm gonna add some green seasoning to that. What? Yes, my lovely people. And then I am actually going to put 2 garlic cloves. I'm gonna use my mortar and pestle. These are kind of big. See, these ones are a little bit big, so I'm gonna use my mortar and pestle and just have that down. Yes, trust me. 2 twos, it's done. So I'm gonna just take off the skin and put it in the blender. And then I am going to add just a little bit of water to help this process along. Okay, so just a little bit of water. I used a little less than a quarter. Let's see how it goes. Cover this and let's blend. Now, I should tell you that what you're looking for is like baby food. You're looking for it to be puree. So I am going to keep blending. I'm going to use my spatula to mix it in a minute and keep going. Okay, I am going to turn, just make sure I'm getting all this goodness in. Yes, my people. Pholourie on the works here. I'm going to put just a tad bit of water again because I want it nice and smooth, you know? Yes! I know we're making noise in here. You don't want a lot of water. You don't want it like runny. But at the same time, you want to make sure that it can go. So let me I just need a little bit more again. Let me wash my hands. Still need to fully be mixed up. let me see. I'm gonna actually use a spoon here now and see what it's like. I find just a tad bit of grain in here. So I'm gonna mix it again. So this takes about 3 to 5 minutes because you wanna make sure. I'm gonna put just a tad bit of water again. Yes, I'm gonna actually put grind. So if you're just joining, you probably want to know, why are you making so much noise with this blender? I'm blending split pea because we're making Pholourie today, okay? Beautiful, I think we should be done, y'all. Okay. Yes, okay, so let me show you the texture here. Again, it's kind of like baby food. You know, you're just blending in, have like baby food there. Great. So I'm gonna put this in my big bowl. I'm gonna just dump this out. All right, so I'm just gonna try and make sure I get everything. Feel free to ask your questions, make your comments, whatever it is. I have just a little bit more down there. It's trying not to come out, but I'll get it out. Okay, so I am going to set this blender aside. And then I am going to add other things to this. So we blend up the split peas. Remember, we soaked it overnight. Then we blend it to this puree, you know, form, almost like baby food, if you will. And now, what I am going to do, I am going to add my other fixings to that. So, in here, you probably see this and wondering what it is. It's actually yeast that I put to rise or activate. And then I have some turmeric and some cumin and jeera that I am going to mix in my flour and put in the mixture right here, okay? So, I am going to put my flour in first, or these in here in the flour, really. I hope you are seeing this. All of that, and I'm going to give it a mix. I'm actually going to put salt in the flour as well. Where's my salt? Okay, so I'm going to put some salt in the flour. Now I'm eyeballing things today. Don't do like me.
So we have a question from KTTV. Was asking, did you boil the split peas before blending?
No,
okay.
I did not boil the split peas this time. I just used, because you want that texture. So you're not making soup this time. You're actually doing a different method. So no boiling of the split pea. Just soak it, wash it, blend it. Okay. And again, once it turns into this puree form, I have about 2 cups of flour in here. I am mixing all my seasoning in here. And then I am going to put that in here and mix. Some by some, as we would say. Some by some. It may look crumbly, but don't watch that. I'm going to keep pouring. And what I'm going to do is to add this other mixture in here. I just want to start the process, but listen, you can do that in a mixer. You can do it with your hands. I mean, well, not really. You probably need a spoon at least. But I'm gonna mix this up here real quick. Now, if you use instant yeast, you don't need to do this process as well as you could still do this process. I like to always have my yeast activated before I put it in the flour. So I'm gonna dump the rest of the flour in here and then make a well and put this in here. Yep. And I'm gonna put the yeast in and then mix. Yeah, so continue ask questions. I'll be happy to assist. I'm gonna get my elbow grease, feel my muscles. Let me see, can you see my muscles? I know, today is not about me. Not about me, but the Pholourie. So yes, I am mixing my yeast mixture in here. I'm gonna add some flour because it's getting a little stiff and you want it not as stiff. Now everyone has, you know, their own method for this. Some people like putting the yeast after everything, you know, but I like to put it before. It's coming together. I'm going to add the last bit of flour. Yes. Again, if you don't like doing this with your hand, just put it in your mixing bowl and you'll be fine. So it is going to be like a sticky dough. It's not going to be like if you're making bread at all. So don't look for that type of dough where it has to come into a ball. It will be sticky. So don't worry if you find that it is, as you can see, you see how sticky it is? It's sticky. Yes. So, and what happens is after you finish do this mixture here, you leave it covered for about, I don't know, 35 to 40 minutes so it could really do its thing. As you can see, this is what you get. This is the kind of texture you're getting here. Okay? So this is kind of what you want. And you just leave it to just sit down, you know, and rest a bit. So I'm going to cover this. And, oh, this is the, you know, if you have pack of yeast like this, you can just use yeast. Or if you have it in a jar, you can definitely use that in a jar as well. But the magic of this show is that we did one before. So we are going to get to the next method. And what is the next method, y'all? The frying. We are going to get ready to deep fry. So I'm going to turn on the heat. I'm going to let it do its thing. Yeah, so I'm turning on the heat. I'm going to remove the cover. And whoop! I did one earlier. Look at how it puffed up. So let me set this aside so you can see what I did earlier. Look at this. It puffed up a whole lot, y'all. Let me get another spatula. Yes, you see? I'm like, once you leave it to rest, it will just, look at how sticky it is. But don't worry about it, especially if you don't like your hands all sticky. That's fine. But you kind of, woo. I mean, this feels like Play-Doh, like you want to play with it all the time. But to fry. And as you can see, when you leave it to rest, it will do its thing. And I am going to move towards the oven. No, the stove top. So yeah, after you let it rest, this is what you will get. This beautiful, look at this, look at this. Look at this beauty. Okay? This is kind of what you will get for sure, for sure. And we are going to deep fry this. So what will happen is it will start frying, it will drop in the bottom, and then it will rise to the top. When it rises to the top, you know it's ready. And it turns golden brown. You kind of want, well, not actually brown because we use turmeric, so you may get, but you would know it's ready because it will move from the bottom right to the top. Probably, you know, I would say 2 minutes or so it will take, and you will be able to take it out. I'm gonna move this baby over here. And I am going to use a special little scoop. Now, if you have an ice cream scoop, to me, that is the best thing. Ooh, I have some things on my hand. Let me wipe this off. It is the best thing if you don't have an ice cream scoop. Just use 2 spoons, you know, or again, the good old 1 spoon and your finger, and you just take it out. So whatever works for you, but for me, I feel once I have an ice cream scoop, it's kind of easier to put these things down in the pot once it's hot. So I have to wait a little bit so that it will become ready, and then I am going to plop, 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 go down. Now, if you have access to split pea flour, that would be amazing, you know, but you may have to get that at a specialty store, a Whole Foods market or so, or the farmer's market, because then you can skip some of the process and just add your yeast and water and mix and let it sit for a little bit, and then you can start frying if you have split pea flour. But if you don't have it, you have to do the method like I did, which is kind of cool too, because you get to feel and play with your food. And listen, parents listening to this, I know you don't want your kids to play with their food, but sometimes to get them in the kitchen, you know, if you can do things like that and it looks like Play-Doh, they may try to come in. So I am going to test to see if this oil is ready, and then we are going to begin frying. I doubt it is just yet, but let's see. How I'm going to test is I'm going to take a little pinch out of what I have and drop it in and see if it rises. If it still sinks down there, then it's not. Okay. See, it's not ready. It's just hanging out in the bottom, in the bottom of the pot. But once it's ready, once this piece that I put in there is ready, then we are going to see it start making little bubbles around there, and then it will rise to the top, and we're going to be like, yes, it's time for us to do this method. How is your Saturday going, my people? Can you tell mine has been busy, but in a good way? And I am excited to really bring you this recipe. It is, you know, when you run out of things to cook or different ways to do things, you start looking for whatever you have in the pantry to create new recipes. So I hope that you try this lovely recipe here and your family gets to, you know, partake of what you produce, and it becomes part of your families. Okay, it rises to the top, y'all. So I guess the oil is getting ready. means it's getting to that point. But it's not vigorous. You want those bubbles to appear around it, but you want it also to be vigorous because you know, okay, it will be working in your favor. Okay, it's getting vigorous, y'all. It's getting vigorous. All right, so I'm gonna get my scoop ready, make sure and wipe it so there's no water at all because we don't want them splat, what do you call it, splatting up and hitting you. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Yes, now it's getting vigorous. You see the little bubbles around there? It's doing its thing. The oil is getting hotter. Yes, okay. So I'm gonna test a few. I'm gonna do, listen, this is a muscle workout. I need to like get some of these so I can put like in my office or something. Okay, let's go. So I am going to, listen, and don't worry, they're not gonna be like perfectly round Pholourie. I want you to understand that this is going to be a little bit different, than if you're making cake pops or something, okay? So, let's go. I'm gonna start plopping down in there. First one, ready to go. Ooh. Okay, first one is down. Second one is going in. Then we have a third. You don't want to fill it up, so I would say about 4 to 5, maybe. At least for what I'm using here. I'm going to try to get it as round as possible, but it's not coming out round as I like. But again, it doesn't matter. So, again, you see the vigorous little bubbles around. The thing is, I'm going to let it do its thing before I flip it, just because I didn't put a lot of oil in the pot. I need some extra oil. But that's okay. I don't want it overly oily anyway. Okay, so yeah, it's almost kind of like, if I have to describe it for things that I've eaten here, think of it like hush puppies. Hush puppies. It's like hush puppies in a way. I'm going to flip it over. Flip it over. I'm going to flip the other one over and see. Yeah, so it's kind of like hush puppies for real. See? Look at these. They're like clouds. Little pillowy goodness that's just like, hi everybody. How you doing? Can you tell I talk to my food a lot? I get excited when I'm in the kitchen. If you don't get excited, I hope looking and listening to me on Spice and Cafe that, it will inspire you to love on your food, because when people come into your home and they taste the food, they'll be like, that was done with some love. Yes. Yes, my people. Okay. So I'm going to take the little baby out. It's hanging in there. I'm going to take these babies out. That's just kind of floating, saying, please take me out. See? So this kind of thing is what you're going to see here. And I am going to put it over here so it can just hang out. Now that we know the oil is, I'm going to put it between medium high. You don't want it on high, but you don't want it low either. So yeah, I'm going to continue with this process a few more times. So we got one almost round. Almost round, y'all. So yeah, if you are just joining in, welcome, welcome. What am I doing here with oil in the pot and in the scoop? I'm doing Pholourie. And it's a lot. I am scooping it in. The pot that I have is kind of like 4 at a time right now. But don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit down and watch all of these one time. So, yes, my people. I'm going to just flip these babies over. They are a cloud of goodness. Now, everyone's Pholourie going to look a little bit different just because for some, you know, you probably put more. These, and listen, they fry up fast. As I said, they just puff up. They're like, hello, how you doing? And they tell you they're ready to come out. Any questions for me? Have you tried Pholourie before? Comment below, say something. Do you like Pholourie? Do you even know what it is? I'll be happy to share. All right, I'm gonna do like one more set, and then I can do the rest of it later, just so that you can see what's happening here. Okay? So just a few more. I'm gonna put down in there. I'll continue these later because I can stay here frying all the time. All right, one more to go. I'm telling you, this little tool is great, but it really makes you work out with your arms, for sure, for sure. So once this set finished frying, then we're gonna plate and I'm gonna let you have the rest of your afternoon because I know everyone is busy, you have a lot going on, and I am so happy you spent a little time with me here in the kitchen. So we're finishing up this last set. I can always do more later on. But yeah, we're doing Pholourie and they're frying up nicely. I am going to turn them just because my oil is not as deep. Yes. So while these finish up, I'll get the plate for what I'm going to put on here. Voila! I am going to get some of these out. Oh, yes, 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 and yes. Look at this beautiful goodness. Ugh. So I am just going to grab a few of these lovely babies here. How they're just hanging out. Yes, there you have it, y'all. I'm gonna stay here and continue frying and all of that, but I just wanted to show you how you can do a quick recipe. I say quick, I know sometimes kneading flour and leaving it to rest and all of that. But if you come out from work and you have flour and split pea, you know, and you can just blend that up and mix up your seasoning while you unwind for 30 minutes, then all you have to do is just, come back and deep fry and you have dinner or appetizer, whatever. So this is Pholourie. I have some mango chutney here. I didn't make the mango chutney from scratch. This one is store-bought, but you can also make mango sour or chutney, whatever type you like, apple, mango, whichever. But this is the final product. I hope that you all will try this recipe. I hope that you will tune in again for more live session on Spice Isle Cafe. Next week is Labor Day, so we'll come back the following week. I hope you have a fabulous time with your family, and just know that the recipe will be on the blog, which is spiceislecafe.com. You will find the full recipe on there, and it will be posted after the live, but you can always watch this video for more information. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this live. Love you, love you, love you. One love, my people.